Hello everyone, in this video we will be learning about symbiotic association in the roots of leguminous plants. So the leguminous plants such as pod or legume bearing plants show a special interaction with the bacteria, basically the Rhizobium bacteria. But what does the symbiosis mean? Well, it's a mutual association where both the partners benefit each other, help each other. Leguminous plants such as chickpea or chana, green peas that is matar, lentils that is masoor dal, and kidney beans such as rajma are rich source of protein, isn't it? Ever wonder why these leguminous plants are rich source of protein? Point to be noted. The answer to this is the leguminous plants' seeds are rich source of protein. We all know that. But for the protein synthesis, they require one important element, and that important element is provided to the plant by the bacteria. So the bacteria are the ultimate source, the basic source for the protein synthesis. The question is, how does the bacteria help the plant in protein synthesis? So for protein synthesis, the plant requires one important element, that is nitrogen. Nitrogen is an important element of amino acid. Amino acid is a monomer of protein. The chain of amino acid form a polypeptide chain which form a secondary structure, and ultimately it leads to the formation of a protein. So why does the leguminous plant take the help of bacteria for the source of nitrogen? Can't the plant fix its own nitrogen? Yes, the plant cannot fix the nitrogen from the atmosphere. Though in atmosphere, the percentage of nitrogen is 78%. It is quite abundant. Still, the plant cannot fix the atmospheric nitrogen. Why is it so? Due to the absence of a very special enzyme, that is nitrogenase. The plant lacks the nitrogenase enzyme. Thankfully, in nature there are certain bacteria. Certain bacteria, or you can say nitrogen fixing bacteria, have the ability to fix the atmospheric nitrogen, since they have a special enzyme, that is nitrogenase, in them. So the plants, basically the leguminous plant, shows a very special interaction with the nitrogen fixing bacteria present in soil. As the nitrogen fixing bacteria fixes the atmospheric nitrogen, since they have a special enzyme, that is nitrogenase. So now we will look on how does the interaction take place between the leguminous plant and the Rhizobium bacteria. So the leguminous plant roots participate in this. The roots releases a very special chemical signaling molecule, that is flavonoids, which is sensed by the bacteria, and it attracts the bacteria towards the root. The bacteria enter inside the root tissue through a root hair cells. The root hair cells curl around the bacterial colonies, which ultimately leads to the entry of bacteria into the root tissue. The bacteria, after entering the root tissue, they starts dividing. They start proliferating into the root tissue of the leguminous plant. It is because of a special gene present in bacteria, that is NOR gene, which help in the proliferation of bacterial cells inside the root tissue, ultimately forming into root nodules. In the root nodules, the bacteria fixes the atmospheric nitrogen, convert it into nitrate and nitrite. Also, the plants in turn help the bacteria by providing the food and shelter But the bacteria, Rhizobium, have one limitation. What is that limitation? The bacteria, the nitrogen fixing bacteria, are anaerobic. Basically, the Rhizobium are anaerobic. They do not require oxygen for their proliferation or some enzyme activity. So, the nitrogenous enzyme activity is affected in the presence of oxygen. Thankfully, the plants have one solution for that. The roots of the leguminous plant have nodules which is pink in color. Since the plant synthesizes a special pigment that is leghemoglobin. Leghemoglobin is very smart pigment. It blocks the interaction between the atmospheric oxygen with the nitrogenous enzyme so that the bacteria can carry out its nitrogenous activity. And thus, the bacterial cells proliferate in the roots of the leguminous plant, forming root nodules, which ultimately provides nitrogenous compound for the protein synthesis to the plant. Thereby, plants also provide food. After performing photosynthesis, the plant provide food in the form of glucose and carbohydrates, also shelter to the bacteria. So, in this manner, the plant fulfill their nitrogen requirement for the synthesis of protein with the help of bacteria by forming a symbiotic association with the Rhizobium bacteria. So, this mutualistic relationship helps both the organisms. Thus, the leguminous plants such as peas, green peas, chickpeas, lentils, kidney beans are rich source of protein. Now you got the answer.